Welcome back to the final episode of this season of the Unreliable Narrator, episode 10, the Hidden Whodunnit Hullabaloo, the Solution. Welcome back to our usual murderers. I have been promising for weeks that I would introduce them all with anagrammed versions of their names.
Yay!
So, welcome to Booed Hero Jugs. Welcome to, I've got a couple for you. I've got a Wilder X.
Oh.
Saucy. But I also quite like Relax Wide.
Oh, a Wilder X!
No, Relax Wide.
We've also got a Beast Comb.
Oh.
Come on, Boob Scheme!
There's no H. Boob Scheme doesn't work. SCEME doesn't work.
It does.
I got a beef comb, but I've still got teeth.
We've got, this one's just really nice. It's not funny, but it's really nice. Real you funny. Paulie. Yeah. We've got loads for Alice, because there's lots of letters to work with. So there's Redact Owlish. There's also Heroes Woo Wildcat.
Oh, yes!
Nice.
That's my personal.
I've actually got a Wildcat t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a less than complimentary White Solo Coward. And finally, wow, Ethical Doors.
Yes.
There's a theme. I came up with 3 for me. See if you can spot the theme. Leech nice sperm.
Oh.
Rap semen cliche.
Oh my god!
Wow. So with that out of the way, let's press on and hear your theories as to who killed True Detective. We're going to go in reverse order since people at the top seem to have theories. So, Paulie.
Well, I'm going to go for Doug because clearly, in mine, he's the most sinister bugger you've ever met.
Yep.
And if anyone's going to kill someone, it's got to be him.
Perfectly solid theory. I should have been writing this down. So that's 1 for Doug.
It'd be so funny if it actually was him for reasons.
So Paulie is saying Doug. Back 1, Alice. Who do we think it was?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I know this is not something you ever do in your mysteries, but I've got nothing better, and say all of them.
All of them?
Because there were 8 stab wounds and 8 suspects, and they all said they were talking to somebody, so I think there was a bit of a Caesar.
Ooh.
That was mine when I said I had 2 theories and one was a bit weird. That was mine, everybody.
A Trudy.
Excellent theory. Seb.
I mean, I floated the Murder Morient. Hello, I'm Murder Orient. The Murder Orient theory. But if forced to choose a single suspect, I am going to say it was the dentist.
The dentist.
He's evil in Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay, excellent theory.
It makes about as much sense as the rest of my speech. So.
It does. It does, to be fair. Lex.
Okay, theory, genuine theory. I think it was basil dressing because he said, I baked cakes to bring like any good party guest does. So I think he brought cakes which were somehow suspect because Doug said he has, before it got all weirdly sexual in the bathroom, he was having his teeth checked by Phil because he'd bitten something in a cake, he'd eaten something earlier and it cracked a tooth. So there's probably like a cyanide pill in it or something there's something deathly in the cupcakes. And then she dropped down dead and they all went up to look and then they decided, so Alice, I think, is right. She was already dead, but they all went, well, this will make a good story for all of us because we're all amateur sleuths. So we'll all stab her once, now there's 8 stab wounds, and we're all in on a patch together.
Why would they do that, though?
Well, it makes a good story in the same, they're quite, for the last 10 weeks, all we've heard is these people telling stories about mysteries they couldn't solve.
Well, yes, but the one consistent thing is that fiddling with the body is a bad thing to do.
I'm not saying it's smart. I'm saying we done it.
Okay, so you're saying that it was Basil, but everyone took a stab.
Yes.
Perfect. Joe.
I think it's Basil. As
Ooh,
well.
2 for Basil.
Yeah, my second theory was that it's everybody.
Okay.
For the same kind of, they all happened to be with somebody, and then they all ran up, and then no idea just turned up, and then they all just covered for each other. But mainly, I'm going to go with Basil if I had to pick one. And I think it's a mixture of, I'm not 100% sure, but he definitely put something in the cakes, which is suspicious. And he was very, very keen on the Vanishing Man box, which I think might have been how he managed to get up there and back down again. Is he used the Vanishing Man box to go in and then come back and then run up with everybody else.
Oh, I really hope you mean that he just got in and thought really hard and willed himself upstairs.
Being upstairs.
Well, it's a Vanishing Man box.
Can you move whilst you're in the Vanishing Man box?
Like this.
You're just sort of sitting there. I hope someone takes me upstairs to
Well,
where
it's like a
The Vanishing Man box just moves with legs underneath, like in the Flintstones.
Yes.
All right, even like Miss Maple said, that she went upstairs and she didn't see who he went up. She didn't see who Trudy went up with. So I think for some bizarre reason, she took up the Vanishing Man box, and then he appeared out of it. It was just like,
it was me all along.
And the bang was the door of the Vanishing Man box swinging open. That was the noise.
Excellent theory. So, in summary, we've got 1 for Doug, because he stole a face.
Oh.
We've got 1 for all of them, in a Murder on the Orient Express sort of fashion. We've got 1 for Phil McCavity, and then 2 for Basil, including 1 possibly where, when she was dead anyway, they all decided stab, because it'll make for a better mystery.
Yar.
Okay. Well, the time has come to reveal the killer of the Hidden Whodunnit Hullabaloo. And it was... Wait and see, because I'm going to tell you the evidence first, see if anyone gets it as we go, because I'm really pleased with this one.
Oh.
So this was all about identifying who had the opportunity. This was... All the details were just purely about who was with who had alibis, who had an opportunity to get away with it. And yet they were all paired up. But we were also told that Trudy liked, I think it was Turner who said, there was no one better in the business at hiding clue pigeons everywhere. He, in fact, sat in the corner trying to figure out who'd done it. But everyone was paired up. Who did that leave when everyone's paired up? Who had the opportunity to get away with it?
You bastard!
Well, ladies and
I hate
gentlemen,
everything about you, Michael.
ladies and gentlemen,
God's sake.
it's taken 10 episodes, but we finally have a case which was an unreliable narrator. Who committed the crime? Of course, it was Detective Noah Deere himself.
You slimy...
Let me
sneaky-
talk you through exactly why. This is a real case of an unreliable narrator, because what does he say at the very start? The only black spot in my entire career, the investigation that was never solved. Not that he didn't solve it, it was the black spot in his career, and it was never solved. And then the next line is crucial. Back when I was a lowly but up-and-coming detective, blah, 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 I attended one of True Detective's Whodunit Hullabaloos. Yet we hear later on that she only invited 8 amateur sleuths. Well, he's not an amateur sleuth.
It wasn't a mistake. You did
No,
deliberately.
of course it wasn't a mistake. That was the clue. He was not supposed to be there. He was not invited. He snuck in. That's why everyone else has an alibi, and he does not. He was the one that was hiding upstairs, and he stabbed her 8 times in the back to make it look like it could have been any of them, the rest of them.
Look how smug he is.
I'm so pleased no one got it, because I'm so pleased that after 10 episodes of a series called The Unreliable Narrator, I still managed to fool you with an unreliable narrator. And to be fair, there were other opportunities to get you thinking in the right direction, because Trudy did seed clue pigeons all the way through.
Did she?
She did. What did we hear? It was Ali who said she even told everyone to heed tarot evidence. What's that an anagram of?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
What is it? Beware the detective who's been telling this story?
Detective
No idea? Something?
And we also heard from Doug that Trudy had... Oops. We even Zoom didn't like me. We also heard from Doug that Trudy had said, whoever it was, he no read. What's he no read an anagram of?
I don't know.
No idea.
No idea.
And finally, the dentist thought he looked really guilty because her book was coming out and it was called
Teeth.
something to do with teeth. Evicted Teeth did it. What's Evicted Teeth an anagram of?
Detective.
Detective did it. So, even if you didn't get the Unreliable Narrator, there were plenty of clue pigeons that Trudy herself laid, but
You are
ultimately it was the person telling the story. It was an unreliable narrator, and I can
Could have
think of
seen
no
it.
better way of closing the series.
You dastardly bastard.
Oh,
I hate
I
you,
have
I hate you,
never
I hate
been
you, I
more
hate you, I hate you.
pleased.
I was so sure I had it with frickin' Basil as well. That's what, I thought I picked up all the nice little clue pigeons.
What I
about
love
damn
is,
tape.
even as we were watching it back, you said, no, there were 8, but he was there.
I thought you just made a mistake on counting.
Nope. Nope. So, well done.
Look how thrilled we all look.
Yep. Well done, people at home. If you managed to solve that one, it was not the hardest mystery, but probably my most devious. Congratulations if you basically just read the title of this series and thought, well, of course it's going to be him. Because who else would it be as we round out?
In
A massive-
hindsight, that should have been obvious.
Yep.
Yeah, hindsight. Always in hindsight.
So, a massive thank you to all of our regular highly suspect murderers for putting themselves through abject agony for 10 weeks in order to entertain me, and I hope you at home.
I can't wait to come back and do it again.
Yeah, we're now going to take a short break to give me a chance to think of some new ways of killing people, and hopefully so that all of these people forget all of the various ways that I've got clues past them. But join us again when we come back. There will be a few specials.
Halloween
I'm not going to
specials.
spoil what they are, but there's Halloween coming up, and there's also something we're very excited about as we find a new way to tell a really unreliable story. So, as ever, now the whole back catalogue is available on our website, on YouTube, and it'll be on Twitch by the end of it as well. So do share, like, make sure everyone you know watches it, because we have a lot of fun, and we hope you have a lot of fun watching it. But all that remains to say, for the final time, for this series, from all of us, stay unreliable. I was going to try and list all of yours, but I can't think of them all, so we'll go for the very first one. Stay unreliable. And join
From
us again.
USB me to USU.
From US bus to USB.
Classic.
Join us again next series
I
for a
hope
whole
you
new
miss me
tale.
like you miss your hands.
I'll just cut in all of the ridiculous sign-outs that we've had. But do join us again next series. And in the meantime, from all of us murderers, bye-bye.
Bye.